strings and musical things, channeling music's celestial realm. I'm your host, Melissa Schwartz. In this space, we engage in all things music. Today, we're at the Plains in Virginia, exploring Scottish Celtic music. Belcha! Welcome to the Virginia Scottish Games. Joining me today is an award-winning Celtic player, fiddler, singer, harpist, composer. Anything else to add?
That's about all of it, yeah.
The great Sean Heely, and his partner in crime, Colin McGlynn. Excuse me, Colin McGlynn. Sean, please tell me, when did you start playing fiddle? Did you start as a 2-year-old? It sounds like you did.
Yeah, I started playing officially like when I was 10 years old, in fifth grade elementary school. We had a program in school that you could sign up to play violin, viola, or cello. And so I started there, but I had a history in my family of music, so it was pretty easy to know that I was going to play something. But yeah, I started when I was 10.
What drew you to Celtic? It wasn't, the rock and roll band, the Rolling Stones or something?
Yeah, I think it was just, to be honest, some of the movies and books and things that I've read that gave me a glimpse of the culture, and then being able to go to Highland games like this before I could play anything, and being exposed to that, just the sound of the music really captivated me. Even just like the intervals between the notes, I just felt were very special and sort of magical, right? So yeah, it was that, and then as soon as I had like about 10 notes to be able to play, I was playing with my family. We were playing bluegrass music, folk music. My dad's mom came from Australia, and she brought this great collection of folk song from Australia, which was a melting pot of all of the folk music of the British Isles and beyond. So yeah, I was lucky to grow up in that environment. So.
Well, that sounds just wonderful. I know that, okay, so you said earlier we were in the fiddler tent a little bit ago. Scottish Celtic, okay, there's Celtic in general. What is the difference in between all the variations? I realize there's the long answer, but can you give me the abbreviated one?
Well, the word Celtic kind of describes these. Right now, there's 7 recognized nations in the Celtic landscape. So we have, okay, I'll try to name them all: Scotland, Ireland, Wales, the Isle of Man, Cornwall, Galicia in Spain, and Brittany. And sometimes Asturias, which is also in Spain, but that is not technically in the 7. And they're all obviously very different, and they all have similarities. Like, most of them have a bagpipe. Most of them have the languages are, I would say, where they differ the most. You have the Gaelic, which comes originally from Ireland and then over to Scotland and became known as Gaelic. And the music also is, it's got similarities and differences as well. So I've been playing both types, like Irish, Scottish. That's kind of like where I've focused more of my studies in, but I've recently been doing some other music. Like we played a set from Galicia, which is just brilliant stuff.
Oh.
And
So much.
yeah, and I was just in France and Brittany, so I got to hear a lot of that music too, and it's been very inspiring to want to learn that as well. So.
Well, I was just in the fiddle tent, and we both performed together as the Glencoe Lads, correct? And it looked like you were just having a fabulous time.
Oh,
And if you're in the audience and you weren't tapping your foot or clapping along, you certainly missed something.
What's wrong with you?
So you look like you feed off of each other's energy. It's all for the improv, or is it all composed?
That's a great question. What do you think?
it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
A lot of what we do is improv, and sometimes when we compose something, we won't go for note. We'll do like a general layout of how we want the song to go. You know, first time around we can do straight through. Second time around do some harmonies. But those don't have to be set in stone. You can kind of experiment and have fun.
A lot of the harmonies and arrangements of some of the traditional tunes that have been around for hundreds of years are ours. And then of course I've written tunes as well. So we do a mix of arranging the old stuff and writing our own tunes, you know, full compositions as well as just little variations. So it's really fun to do. Yeah.
I'd really love to know what inspired you to write a song.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have people that come and say, I have these lyrics, but I don't have a melody to go with it? Do you write all your own? Or do people come to you?
I've only written a handful of songs and never really like a full, like slower type of song. They've always been like little smaller songs. But in terms of tunes, that's where I've always been more prodigious in writing the instrumental melodies. But a lot of times it's an event or an occurrence that's happened where like you feel like there's a story and we would say like, oh, there's a tune in that, you know, or nature, being around, going to Scotland, going to Ireland, going to these beautiful places all around the world. It's very inspiring to write music too as well. And then just, you know, the old method of writing for your friends or writing for your family,
Sure.
people that are important to you, that's another inspiration. Yeah.
Now, you have several projects you have going on. You have the Sean Heely Celtic Band, you have the Glencoe Lads, and you also have a project going on with Abbie Palmer, who's a harpist, and you'll be performing there sometime soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, later, just in a bit.
Okay, great. Well, I look forward to seeing that performance. And I just forgot what I was going to say. There's fiddlers all over.
I know. Music happening.
Oh,
Luckily,
it's
there's not
such
a bagpiper warming up.
They typically are. And
Yes.
We've come down some years and we've had to play some competitions at right in the middle of like a slow air, some really beautiful tune. You'll hear a bagpiper tuning and it's like, oh my god.
Just have to tune it out.
Yep.
So how long have you been playing together?
15 years.
Longer than I can remember.
He was about 5.
You're about 5, I see.
Very.
Yeah. So it's been about 15 years.
Now, do you compose music together?
We have.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few tunes that you know, maybe I'll come up with a line and then he'll have the suggestion.
Yeah. Or we do measure by measure. Sometimes he'll write a measure, I'll write a measure, and it's just good fun.
Well, can I get you to do me a favor? Can you show me a Scottish standard bow, I guess?
The tune.
The tune,
Yeah.
yes. Thank
Tune
you.
with Strathspey. So a Strathspey is one of the most. It's pretty much the most Scottish you can get. We don't have that many Strathspeys anywhere else in the world. They're just very Scottish. So this is one that we love, Captain Campbell's, I think. Yeah. This one's very old. It's from the 1700s, so the 18th century, but it's still played today. 3, 4.
Thank you so much. That's such a treat. Do you teach as well?
Yes, I do. I have a private studio right now, and I get asked to come and teach at summer camps and things like that. There's a really great one I've been teaching at for several years up in Massachusetts every year in November called Fiddle Hell. And it's pretty much every type of fiddling you can imagine from all around the world. It's super fun. So yeah, I love teaching as well.
And attending workshops? Do you host workshops, or does that all fall into the same category?
Yeah, nothing that regular, but yeah, I do. I've been known to host workshops and things, yeah, for sure. And song workshops. A lot of the Highland games, I taught some Gaelic song earlier this morning here in the Gaelic tent, so it's always a pleasure to do that.
Now, how did you learn Gaelic?
I started learning primarily because I was looking for, I graduated school and I was playing tunes on the fiddle mainly. I hadn't picked up any other instrument yet. And I was kind of like looking for ways to set myself apart from everybody that was doing what I was doing. And there's not a lot of people that learned how to like sing and play the fiddle for whatever reason. And I had grown up singing, but I kind of put it away. And then I was like, well, let me learn some of these easy tunes that I've heard on recordings that are just like a tune like you just heard there would be words to in Gaelic. And I learned some of those easier ones because you can just memorize them. You don't really need to know the language. You just have to listen really closely. And that was my gateway. Because then I started finding more and listening to more, and then you'd hear the ballads and the things that really required the language. You can't. I actually did try, and it was like, this is way too hard. So I had to go and learn the language, and I was kind of worried at the time that I would never have the amount of time to actually put in to do that, because I was really busy. But then we had this wonderful thing called COVID. So yeah, after we had gone to Scotland in 2019. To a Gaelic camp in South Uist in Scotland called Keolis, and it was so darn inspiring. And then we ended up going to the Isle of Skye, and I was at the college there that teaches, and I just was inquiring about what are your programs that are online that I could maybe see about, and they were like, well, we have this one, and it's from September until June, and it's like every week, and I was 10 hours, I was like, but then 2020 happened, and I was like, well, you know what, I'm signing up for this, and I did that for 2.5 years, got a fair grasp on the language, and I'm still studying, actually, with the School Gaelic here now, School Gaelic Vala Taivo, which is based in Baltimore, and so that's online as well, but we get to meet up at Highland Games and festivals, and share all the language and everything, so, yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Now, when you compose your songs, are you just composing the melodies, or are you coming up with all these Gaelic lyrics that you've learned?
I typically just the melodies, but I have started doing more with lyrics. The lyrics kind of scared me for a while to actually compose with them, but I'm starting to do more of that now. And actually, the only songs that I have written with words are in Gaelic. So maybe I'll write one with English words. I don't know. We'll see.
Now, Colin, do you speak Gaelic as well?
I speak very, very, very little. Ishkabeha, whiskey, water of life, and that's a...
Sláinte.
Sláinte.
Fáilte.
Cheers. Yeah, fáilte.
It's got a few words.
That's about it.
Sanjaba?
Sláinte.
Sanjaba, yes.
Yeah. But there's a good saying that says, Shar Gaelic vricht in the Gaelic on Sakishja, which means it's better to have broken Gaelic than for Gaelic to be in the coffin. To have none at all, it's better to have some. So, there you go.
Broken, buddy. I tried.
Well, thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining me today. It was a pleasure talking with you, getting to know you a little bit more,
Thanks for having us.
listening
Thank you so much.
to your fabulous traditional music, and just a great way to spend a wonderful afternoon.
Oh.
For more information on Sean Heely, all his various projects, please, you can reach out to him at SeanHeely.com. Thank you so much, and we certainly look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.
How's everybody doing? Virginia Scottish Games. Thanks for coming to see us here in the Fiddle Tent. We've been having a great time today here. Some years I feel like I'm here, and then I'm at the main stage, and then I'm back here, and then I'm at the main stage again. I've just had to hang out here, and it's been honestly great. But yeah, we've had a great time today, and now we have Abbie Palmer joining on the harp. So Abbie and I have been playing music together since the release of my first album, and I needed a harp player to come and play some beautiful Gaelic music with me. And then, you know, she, along with some other great harp players of the tradition, inspired me to get my own harp. So I play the harp too now. But Today, just fiddle. So we're going to do some mix of traditional and some new stuff as well. This first set of tunes takes us to a modern composition by Steve Cooney called Each Little Thing. And I think it's just sort of a appreciation for those little things in life. And then we'll go over to Cape Breton for some really great tunes that are all dance tunes by the Rankin family, I think. Rankin and John Morris Rankin and a guy from Prince Edward Island. Blanking on the name right now, but it'll come to me as I'm in the middle of the tune. And then I'll get all right, but these are the first one is called Each Little Thing, and then Kevin and Marlene's and Freddie's. to her anyway, so thank you so much.
Sulgaram sannu dannas granov Oro och hur jag vi horo